It's time for the best 60 minutes of your life. This is the Homer Hour, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. Alongside former Badger and Packer Gary Ellerson, here's Emmy Award winner Homer.
The best 60 minutes of your day. The Gary Ellerson Homer Hour, in which he stated, I believe the only one in the state who has, that the Packers will beat the Philadelphia Eagles. You said that, Gary, right?
Yeah, I sure said that, Homer.
Man. You actually believe me? No, I don't. I don't. I was going to ask you because there's nothing upon the basis of which to pick them to win. They're slumping. The Philadelphia is smoking red hot, playing at home. The Packers are devastated by the loss of Christian Wallace. Unfortunately, there are just so many negatives that have occurred. And so that if in fact they won the game, people should appreciate how amazing it is. The last time I felt this way about the Packers in the playoffs was the year they were playing the Rams and Kurt Warner, and they had the greatest show on turf. It's a game in which Brett Favre threw like 6 interceptions, and everybody brings that up and goes, all I remember is ain't no way they're winning this game. 0 chance. And they didn't. I can't remember. Okay. I can't remember. It's been a tough year. I'll be more than willing to let people call in 1-800-990-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. Listens more, and explain in 30 seconds if you're picking the Packers to win, why. Now you are. A big part of it is Jalen Hurts has to underwhelm. Correct.
Correct.
And he has done that in the past.
And he has.
But the difference is...
But you got to force Jalen Hurts to beat you.
Right.
And your guy who you're in love with...
I do.
Adrian Cooper has to be involved in all of that.
Totally, yeah. And...
because you believe in him, right?
I do, but I also understand he's young. And so it's difficult to predict and assume that much from somebody so young. But yeah, I mean, he has to have 5 tackles for loss.
When you first saw D Wade, did you say that he's young?
Yes. No, I didn't say I didn't say he was young. Yeah, but Edric Cooper's no D Wade.
Oh, okay.
D Wade is one of the best players in the history of the game of basketball.
No. I'm talking about when he first stepped on the court.
Yes.
And you seen him and you saw him play.
Yes.
And you saw some of the plays. Now, obviously, he got better as the season went on, obviously, right? Because he didn't know what he didn't know.
Correct. But they went to the Great Alaska.
This could be the crescendo that you're looking for Adrian Cooper, your buddy.
If that occurs, then you could be right. Dwayne Wade, the Marquette played in the Great Alaska Shootout, and they played, I think it was Tennessee first. And the players on Tennessee weren't guarding the man they were guarding. They were watching Dwayne Wade. It was incredible. They couldn't believe how good he was. And I've never seen it since by any other player. But
now, in a football term.
Yes.
Because you watch a lot of football.
Yes.
You've been doing this for 50 years.
45.
So you know what? 45, 50, same
45.
thing.
Pretty much. Yes, I agree with you. It is.
I'm gonna give you 50. Same thing.
Yes.
Just by potential, is this the best inside linebacker you've seen the Packers have in the last 20 years?
I'd have to think. There haven't been any that stand out so much. I'll have to think about that. By the way, if you're able, please help people affected by the California wildfires this year. Donate at redcross.org/ESPN to help Red Cross respond and help people recover. Donate at redcross.org/ESPN. It's impossible to watch that. It's impossible to comprehend that that's what's going on. It's not possible. Like you could tell me that there 30 aliens just walked up and they're working on McDonald's, and that wouldn't surprise me as much as what that area looks like. I lived there 75, so that's 50 years ago, in the San Fernando Valley, but knew all those places. I just can't comprehend you have enough brush fire to have everything. But again, if you can help, redcross.org/ESPN. All right, do we have John? Is John in West Bend? John, you're on with Gary Ellerson. Are you picking the Pack too?
I am. I'm picking the Pack, and I'm going to be a homer about it because I believe we've seen all these teams together before this season. And in each of those games, I think people looked at it and said, well, if they play them again, we're not going to play that bad, whether it be a terrible first half or a terrible second half. So, yes, and I'm looking at the Philadelphia Eagles and how they finished last season on a downward slide. I think that's where they're going to pick it up when he comes back from concussion protocol. And I believe the Packers are going to go all the way to the Super Bowl. Because I'm a homer, like you.
No, well.
Because I'm a homer.
But that's fine. But you the first rule of homerism is I'm a homer, but I'm not an idiot. So something has to happen from a football sense that makes you believe they could win. What?
They're going to stop the run. They're going to focus on stopping the run. They're going to prove why they're a top 5 defense against the run, and they're going to stop the unstoppable because nobody stopped them this year. But the Packers in history have had situations where they have a running back that they're facing that they should get killed, and they still beat them.
All right, I got it duly noted. John, do you want to give a score? Or it really isn't necessary. If they win, the score doesn't matter. You're a genius. Right? Gary, there's no need to give a score. We have John in West Bend. We have Gary Ellerson. So we're now at 2.
Parts unknown.
Yeah. Well, you're big shot, and we don't even need to know where you are. 1-800-990-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line lists more. You got to have if I was going to pick them to win, Jordan Love has to play crazy good like he did last year. I'm not asking him to do something. I'm not asking him to do something that he hasn't done. We've seen it.
No.
That isn't going to happen?
No.
Okay.
He doesn't have to play crazy good like he did last year. He's got to be Homer somewhere 20 of 25 in passing completions, somewhere in there.
Well, he's done that.
26.
He's done that before.
Yeah. Last year, it felt like to me last year he carried it. He doesn't have to carry the mail. He's got to be efficient. The onus to me is on the offensive line and Josh Jacobs. Those two are going to make it go. You got to be able to go play action pass too on first down as well. If I'm Philadelphia, what are you saying? Who you got to stop? You're not worried about 10. You're worried about 8.
I got to worry about Jacobs. I got to stop him.
Totally. That's their game plan. They're going to say same thing what we should be saying. we're not worried about Jalen Hurts. We need to stop Saquon. He rushed for 2,000 yards. Make Saquon beat us. Same game plan. Let's see whose game plan comes to fruition.
The other difficulty I have with my negativity, even if they beat Philadelphia, I don't think they can beat Detroit the next week in Detroit. They have an incredibly difficult path, and they're just unlucky. Though I wish to state now what everybody's going to state after they lose, when they lose. You can't be a 7 seed. It's too hard. Can't be a 7 seed. You're having to beat too many good teams. And so even if they do beat Philly, then you got to go to Detroit and beat Detroit. And then if you do that, you got another game. Come on. That's like,
and that may be the easiest game.
Might be, yes. And if we go back to 2010 and remember, they got lucky. It was close with Philly, and Atlanta was, not as good. And then they got the Bears, so it was things just kind of fell in place.
Was that put you to NFC Championship game, the third game?
Yes, yeah. You win the first two.
That may be the easiest game.
Yes, it will be. And it's just.
And we'll cross that bridge, Homer, when we get to it. We're not there yet. I know you're trying to forecast out, but let's concentrate on the Eagles and how we can beat them. And it will be upset. What's the line right now? Is it?
I believe the line is 5.
It's
Dallas
5 now.
Dallas was 7. This is not necessarily as tough as Dallas was.
No.
Other than it's hard for people to believe that because they already beat Dallas. But yeah, Dallas was a 7-point, and this is 5. So
it's 5.5 now.
5. Oh,
whoa!
It started at 3.5.
Whoa! I thought it started at 4.5, but you would know better than me.
Yeah, I think it's, but it's going up to 5.5. How high will it be when the game starts? You know what that means? Everybody's picking the Philadelphia Eagles.
Is that what it means?
Not John in West Bend and not Gary Ellerson. We'll have Fat Jack at the end of the show. Wonder what he's thinking. 1-800-990-3776. Yeah, the one benefit of picking the Packers is nobody's going to blame you if you pick them and they lose because everybody thinks they're going to lose. And if they win, you'll be a Homer Damas, Ellerson Damas. Part of my wish for the honesty of that as to how tough it is for people to understand how great a win it would be. It'd be off the charts. It would be like when the Packers beat the 49ers. When the 49ers they didn't win the Super Bowl, but they upset the 49ers and this is another thing to me, Gary, that's really weird. If they win, that will be 2 incredible. Nobody's won as a 7 seed other than the Packers. And they did it last year. They could do it again. He would be the greatest wild card upset coach ever. Ever. And yet, like last year, they could lose the next game and he'd get no credit for it, right? He should be... All right, Dan in McQuantico. What?
No, Homer.
And
it would be like last year when they beat Dallas. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
To me, it's equal.
I don't think. They haven't had the 7 seed that long. They expanded. I don't think another 7 seed is one other than the Packers. And now you're asking him to do it 2 years in a row.
Yes.
Yeah. Dan in McQuantico, you're on the Gary Ellerson Homer Hour. Let her fly. You picking the Pack?
I'm picking the Pack. I'm always picking the Pack since I was born. I think this will be bigger than Dallas. I think this will be a shock to the NFL world. I mean, if we can stop the run like we've been doing it all year, Jalen Hurts is not going to light us up.
Right.
Coming off that concussion, he's been out for 3 weeks. He's not going to light us up for 300,
It wouldn't actually be
yards.
as big as the Cowboys, but the Packers are not playing at the same level as they were last year. So I think, yes, it will be viewed as more amazing upset than last year. Back-to-back 7 seeds with LaFleur.
That's it. They flip that switch. They're not going to go out like this. They're not going to go out 3 losses.
You believe they can flip the switch?
Yes, sir.
All right. Very good. Thanks for the call. We now have 3 people that believe the Packers are going to win. Dan in McWanago, John in West Bend, and our Gary Ellerson, host of the Gary Ellerson Homer Hour. Will there be more? Next.
More of the Homer Hour coming up next on 94.5 ESPN.
We do have some delays around the area. Eastbound on 94 as you're making your way to Moreland Road. Got some backups all the way back onto the freeway. There's an earlier accident at the end of the off-ramp there, so be careful with that. Otherwise, slowing from 76th Street all the way to 27th. Westbound's heavy right through the stadium interchange to Mitchell Boulevard. Then southbound 41 slowing down from Hampton down past Capitol Drive. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, partly cloudy with a low of 18. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 28. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga, 94.5 ESPN.
It doesn't matter if it's your first betting slip ever or just the first one of the week. We've got your Potawatomi Sportsbook picks covered. Tune in Wednesdays to the Weekly Wager with Greg Matzik, Ben Brust, and Jen Latta.
If someone gives you 10,000 to 1 on anything, you take it.
The Weekly Wager, Wednesday nights at 6, right here on 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel.
Kevin Moret for Mentality. Guys, carrying extra belly fat can make you feel frustrated and self-conscious. And let's face it, it changes how others see you. Most new Mentality clients start at only 1/3 of the free testosterone they need, which makes losing that stubborn fat a real struggle. Our doctors specialize in restoring free testosterone and combining it with semaglutide, which targets fat while keeping your muscle. Feel confident in your look again. Visit mentalityhealth.com/radio for a new year offer and get started today. That's mentalityhealth.com/radio.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
The green and gold and playoff football. Are you going to be ready come game time? HD TVs in every room. Check. Green and gold flag out front. Check. Grill ready to fire up. Check. Chips, dips, cheesehead. Check, check, check. Now the real planning begins. A trip to Discount Liquor to complete your own personal playoff party. Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor. Is beer on the menu? We'll set you up with your favorite or recommend something new. We have over 2,000 to choose from. What about liquor? Our variety is unmatched, as is our selection of wine. So if you want it, we've got it. Discount Liquor is your personal playoff party headquarters. Discount Liquor has everything you need, all at the lowest prices in town. Come see us today at 51st in Oklahoma and Milwaukee, and on Barstow and Main in downtown Waukesha. Open daily 9 to 9 and Sundays 10 to 2.
Discount Liquor.
Dr. Aaron Holtebeck and his team at Holtebeck Eye Center make vision care a top priority with the latest technologies at their state-of-the-art Brookfield office. Dr. Holtebeck has been helping local patients with their eye care needs for over 20 years. And now, Holtebeck Eye Center is excited to add Dr. Nausheen Abbas to their team. Dr. Abbas is an ophthalmologist and cornea specialist that is now available to see patients. Located in Brookfield near the corner of Calhoun and Capitol, learn more about their services at holtebeck.com.
Life's busy, and Quick Trip gets it. Whether you're grabbing fresh coffee, a bakery treat, or a quick meal, Quick Trip is your go-to for quality and fast service. From clean restrooms to fresh groceries, easy meal options, and guaranteed fuel, we make your day easier. Plus, enjoy perks like free ATMs, free air for your tires, and sweet rewards with the Quick Rewards program. Everything you need in one stop, and always a friendly, see you next time, Quick Trip, where your day gets easier and better.
This is the Homer Hour on 94.5 ESPN.
They will be geniuses if the Packers, in fact, win. Yes. John in West Bend, Dan in McWanago, and Gary Ellerson, wherever he wants to be. And Gary will now tell us about one of his great partners, which he
Folks,
does
we're
so
talking
well.
about good friends over at Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center. They're hosting their first ever tournament with $750 in cash prizes available. Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center invites you to play a two-man scramble at Pebble Beach, all from the comfort of indoors on their top-tech, cutting-edge golf simulator. Grab a friend and sign up today at WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com. The tournament is $120 per pairing and runs through January 31st. Your winter's chance to play Pebble Beach awaits you. WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com.
Yeah, we got so many things for you. Travel plans. Listen up. Explore the many shades of Ireland with me, my wife, and Colette Vacations, August the 9th. August the 9th, we're heading off on an unbelievable journey. Explore the historic city of Dublin, kiss the famous Blarney Stone, and stand on the spectacular cliffs of Moher. Visit an Irish dairy farm. Enjoy a taste or two, or 3 or 4 or 5 at a historic whiskey distillery. I'm at 5. And stay in a medieval castle. Colette handles all the booking. Your only job is to get the information. Visit ESPNMilwaukeeTravel.com, ESPNMilwaukeeTravel.com, or text Homer to the ESPN Milwaukee Talk and Text line. Text Homer to 800-990-3776, or again, visit ESPNMilwaukeeTravel.com. 45 years in the business. I've never gone on such travel. It's probably about time to do it.
You're not going to take your boy with you?
You mean you?
Yeah, come on, man.
I can ask
I've known
them.
You longer than anybody. I think
Yes,
I've
you
known
have.
You longer than anybody
Right.
in that building.
Yeah. Well,
you going to Ireland?
Yes, with my wife. I'll see what I
You gonna
can.
stay at a castle?
I'll see what I can do.
I need 2 spots, man. I need
what
a plus one.
What I've been told is the 2 spots will be paid 2 spots, but I can
need a
check
plus
again.
one.
Yeah, I'd love to have you come. All right, 1-800-990-3776. Do we have anybody else right now? We're at 3. As I said, I can't ever remember being. It's not really negative to honestly assess how hard it's going to be. Now, you know, the concussion and the issue of the quarterback issues is worth noting. So but still, have you come up with other reasons? 1-800-990-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. Lists is more. Right now, we have a grand total of 3 among the million listeners. 3 who believe the Packers are going to win. Does that make you want to change your mind, Gary? Because I can eliminate you from the list if you wish.
You want that to be a text poll question? You're a little shy with text poll questions right now.
No, we can do. What do you want the question to be?
Yeah.
Should Homer take Gary Ellerson to Ireland for free?
You know, I gotta have a plus one home team. Come on, man. You can't go to Ireland by yourself.
I'm going with my wife. That's why everybody can say and go up to her, as everybody won't go, you must be a saint. You've been married to that guy for 43 years.
Staying in the council? You stay in the council? I'm more Irish than you are.
No, as a matter of fact, I am Irish. My dad's side was a Murphy. His grandma was a Murphy.
I'm on my dad's side too.
No, then we're the same.
Yeah, I got a little Irish on my dad's side.
1-800-990-3776. Nobody wants to join your club. Would you like to add anything that leads to your positivity about the Packers?
Well, here's what you got, Homer. To me, it's about your guy, right? Adrian Cooper, ascending player. What they're going to have to do.
Yeah, he's got to have 4 or 5 tackles for loss, right? Got to have 5 or something.
At least he's got to have and maybe a sack in there too. But you got to force Jalen Hurts to beat you, right? And you've got to. Their game plan is going to be our game plan. You got to do everything you can to stop Saquon Barkley. And then if Jalen Hurts, the concussion, of course he's going to play. Everybody knows he's going to play. But you want him throwing the ball, not running the ball. You got to keep them 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8, 3rd and 5. You keep them right in there, I think you got an opportunity to win the game. That's how it's going to have to go down. And obviously, we've got to be doing the same. Offensively, what we're going to have to do is play action pass home team on first down.
Yes, I agree with you, but you also agree you're asking LaFleur to do something he hasn't really done much of, right? You're asking him
I think this is what LaFleur been saving out for right here. Why are you rubbing your head, man?
No, he becomes he becomes a legendary. He becomes legendary. A win here, and Matt LaFleur is legendary. 2 wins, back-to-back years on the road as a 7th seed, right? I mean, he's done something as difficult as anything Holmgren did, or now he hasn't won a Super Bowl, hasn't been to a Super Bowl, but winning back-to-back games as a 7th seed, it's off the charts, right? There's no, and that's another thing that I feel is kind of unlucky or not fair, because if he does it and they lose the next game, he's not going to be given credit for how incredible it is what he did. Because, again, remember this. It'll be said across the state. You don't want to be a 7 seed. Sean in Sun Prairie, is he going to be number 4 who's going to pick the Packers to win the game? Sean, you're on 94.5 ESPN. Let her fly.
Oh, I was calling about the free trips you're handing out to Ireland.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's nice.
What you need to know, Sean.
I'm not going to be calling number 4 and join this. I'm going to say Packers fall 34-9 because Matt LaFleur gets out coached. Does not remain
34-9.
Whoa, Sean.
And panics early on by chucking the ball, and it's going to be a bloodbath.
Wow. Have you always been this negative on LaFleur? You agree that if he would win this game, he would then become legendary to win back-to-back years on the road as a 7 seed. Doesn't really juice you up much, though, does it?
If he can do that, yes. But I nothing has shown me up to this point that he can get the team ready to go on the road in a tough environment.
Well, Sean, let me ask you this.
He did it last year. He did it last year.
No, but they have the number 1 rusher in the game.
Cowboys
and they have wide receivers, and Savage last year had a pick 6. We had Jair playing. We have neither of those guys. I don't feel confident about Corey Valentine or Eric Stokes shoring up Devontae Smith or A.J. Brown. But that's my scouting bureau, and I think it's going to be a double-digit loss.
All right, thank you. Holmes,
thanks for the call. So we're still at 3. Dan and McQuantico, John in West Bend, and the legendary Gary Ellerson. We have Mary and Tosa. Do you want to talk first, or do you want to hear from her?
Well, let's hear from Mary. Come on.
All right. Mary, you're on 94.5 ESPN. Let her fly. Are you joining the club?
I am joining Gary's club, mostly because I worked with Gary way back in the day, long before he was radio famous, and I trust his judgment implicitly. And I will say that I think that they ought to let Jordan let that ball rip a little bit more.
Yeah, I know. She's believing in you. Yeah, I don't know the let him rip more. The players aren't open. That's why he's not throwing. Am I right there, Gary?
They don't seem to be, and that was my question. I was going to ask you that is if you look at this team, and if you say, okay, next year they need what? 2 players. What position? What do they need?
No, they need a cornerback and a wide receiver. Yeah, but I don't.
I would say.
Yeah,
I would say, and thanks, Mary, for the phone call. Mary.
Thanks. Mary's on the list now. Mary, Dan, John, and Gary.
I would say they need a pass rusher that can give you 12 sacks, and they need a bona fide number 1 receiver. Because the pass rusher makes up for the cornerback.
It's true. Yes.
But give me the pass rusher and a number one receiver. You're good. They don't have everything that they need right now to get to Super Bowl. I'm not saying they can't get there because they can upset some people.
All right, hold on. We got another caller. Are we going to go to a group of 5? Austin in Virginia. You're on with Gary Ellerson. Let her fly. Are you picking the Pack?
Hey, Homer. Yeah, I'll be number 5 here. I just think it's got some similarities with last year's because everyone's counting them out. No one's expecting them to do much. I do think the playoffs are a whole new different season.
Correct.
The mindset is different.
But they were playing better at the end of the season last year than they are this year. You would agree with that?
I don't agree with that because that Carolina game was a flop. They almost lost that game. The Giants game was a mess. We got boat raced by Tampa Bay at home in December. And, as much as that Bears game at the end of the year was like we won it, it was like 17-9. It wasn't a decisive win. Like the offense, I don't think was clicking near the end of last year either. I just think the team has been in this situation.
That is true.
As they were last year.
They've had close games against these teams. All right. Austin in Virginia.
Right.
Thanks. Go ahead.
The only thing that concerns me is that secondary with Jair being out. He was.
All right.
And that's what I think they need to. But I think Hafley is a lot better than Barry. So
yeah, we will let Gary address that secondary next after this break. Thanks for the call. We're at 5 Austin in Virginia, number 5. Gary Ellerson is next.
More of the Homer Hour coming up on ESPN Wisconsin. Join Homer on the trip of a lifetime to see the many shades of Ireland in August. Text Homer to 800-990-3776 for info.
Delays eastbound 94 continue coming out of the Brookfield Road area all the way past Moreland. We had an earlier accident on that Moreland off-ramp from eastbound that was backing things up onto the freeway. Now on the other side of the wall, we've got an accident westbound 94 at Moreland Road, so just watch out for that. It is off on the right shoulder at least. Beyond that, though, delays from 76th Street all the way through the Stadium interchange to 27th. Westbound is slow right through the Stadium to Mitchell Boulevard. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, a low of 18. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 28. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee. Want that mirror finish on your car? You need Z-Gloss by Z-Bart. Z-Gloss is a 3-layer ceramic coating that not only gives your car that mirror finish, it protects it from everything that Mother Nature can throw at it. Visit zbart.com for more information.
The Packers' 11-game winning streak over the Bears is over after a 24-22 loss at Lambeau Field. However, the big story coming out of the game, the health of Jordan Love. The Green Bay starting quarterback left in the second quarter with a right elbow injury. After the game, Love talked about what happened on the play that caused the injury.
I landed on it on the ground, I think. Just kind of pretty much lost all feeling in my hand and pretty much just went numb.
The Packers will be the 7th seed in the NFC playoffs and will visit the number 2 seed Philadelphia Eagles this coming wildcard weekend.
This has been your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee.
Who's looking for a deal? Well, Cousin Subs has a better deal just for you. Cousin's new $10 meal deals are now available online only. Choose between a 7.5-inch ham and provolone, turkey breast, or veggie sub, a bag of chips or regular fry, a regular fountain beverage, and cookie at cousinsubs.com or on the mobile app for just $10. Now that's a better deal. Cousin Subs, we believe in better. Available at participating locations only. Offer subject to change without notice.
Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center is hosting another Scramble tournament with $750 in cash prizes available. Hey ESPN Milwaukee, this is Gary Ellerson, and Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center invites you to play in a 2-man scramble at Pebble Beach, all from their comfortable golf simulators. Grab a friend and sign up today at WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com. The tournament costs $120 per pairing and is happening now through January 31st. Your winter chance to play Pebble Beach awaits. WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com.
Homer here. I'm inviting you to join me starting August the 9th as we explore the many shades of Ireland with Colette Vacations, a 10-day journey filled with legendary views, historic expeditions, and unforgettable tales. Explore the historic city of Dublin, kiss the famous Blarney Stone, and stand on the spectacular cliffs of Moher. We'll also journey Ireland's breathtaking countryside and follow the stunning coastal route of the Ring of Kerry. We'll experience the daily life of an Irish family with a dairy farm visit and enjoy a taste or two at a historic whiskey distillery. We'll even stay overnight in a medieval castle. Join me for all of the experiences and so many more. All the details are online at ESPNMilwaukeeTravel.com. ESPNMilwaukeeTravel.com. Don't worry about the planning. Colette handles all of the details of the 10-day excursion. Your job, have the time of your life. Don't miss it. Visit ESPNMilwaukeeTravel.com or text Homer to 800-990-3776. The trip of a lifetime awaits.
You're listening to the Homer Hour on 94.5 ESPN.
If the Packers win, they will be the historic 5. We have no more calling now. 5 people believe the Packers will win. Gary Ellerson, John in West Bend, Dan in McWanago. Sean in Sun Prairie just wants the free trip to Ireland, not picking the Packers. Mary in Tosa and Austin in Virginia. That's 5, and now Gary's going to tell us about the jewelry stores. Good partner.
Guys, if you're getting ready to take that next step in life and propose, the Jewelry Center has to be the first stop. Whether it's naturally mined or lab-grown diamonds, the Jewelry Center has options for it all. Maybe you don't know exactly what kind of ring that special someone wants, but if they have Pinterest board or ideas, bring it to the Jewelry Center. Their team of experts will help take your ideas from a dream to a reality. Learn more about the engagement ring selection or any other services at shoptjc.com or stop in today at any of their 3 locations in Greenfield, Brookfield, or Burlington.
Pebble, do we have anybody else that wants to join the club, or are we just at 5?
Just at 5 right now.
The fabulous 5, no one else. And that's how I think it is. Actually, we got a text here from Matt Homer to the ESPN Milwaukee Talking text line. The Carbless Talking text line list is more. Matt says, Homer, the Packers will win on Sunday, and then we'll blow out Detroit the next weekend. Okay.
What?
Duly noted, hey.
Why we got to go that far? We don't have to go that far.
I agree.
Just stay with me. Stay with me, people.
Yeah, it would
we
be.
Got a game. Stay with me.
No, there's no way to oversell how historic this would be. When they added the 7th seed, the Packers are the only 7th seed to win, I believe, and then to do it 2 years in a row would speak to the greatness of Matt LaFleur, though it might also say, you just don't want to be a 7th seed. Because even when you pull off these amazing victories, then the next game you still got to play somebody tough as well. I want your thought. Xavier McKinney, first-team All-Pro. Please understand, Pro Bowl means nothing. This is they pick one player at each position. And Xavier McKinney, first-team All-Pro. There aren't that many Packers that have been first-team All-Pro in the history of the team. I mean, this is just, you'd like that we need to send cards and letters to the Giants and thank them. But Goody, one of the great moves ever.
Homer, doesn't it, and we're going to talk about that, but how do the Giants bring back the general manager? I mean, this has to be, of all screw-ups that an organization can make, you're right. All-Pro is hard to make.
First team, I emphasize. They have a second team, but this is first team.
Yes. How do the guys still have a job?
Well, I can tell you that because the owner of the Giants, Mara, is so nice that he just lets people hang around. Yeah. Well, now the 2 teams playing are both playing as well as they are because they both got a player from the Giants.
Right. That's my point.
Yeah.
How does he still have a job?
Correct. I would agree.
Both of these guys are all pros. One on offense, one on defense.
So now Xavier McKinney is the only Packers first team All-Pro. Is he the best player on the Packers? Pebble put that up as the question. They only got one player who's first team All-Pro. That's Xavier McKinney. Is he the best player on the Packers? Gary?
How about this? It's between him and Josh Jacobs.
Yeah, but Jacobs, Saquon Barkley ended that.
I understand, but you said on the Packers.
Correct. So we should have
It's either him or Jacobs.
This year, yes.
That's what's between. Yes,
yes.
This year.
Yes. Best player on the Packers this year.
Yeah. Yeah. Both of them cats from Alabama, right?
Yes. So should we put that up? Who's the best player on the Packers this year? Xavier McKinney, first team All-Pro, or Jacobs? He didn't make any. No.
You don't even have to put All-Pro. You just put who are the best. Who are the best players?
Right, but I want to make sure people know, because they might not know that Xavier McKinney is first team All-Pro. I don't even remember. James Lofton was first team All-Pro. I don't even remember. Yeah. Maybe Leroy Butler was at some point. Reggie White.
Yeah. Well, if you're in the Hall of Fame, you made All-Pros.
But you don't. No first team All-Pro. It doesn't happen very often. Yeah. It's really hard to do. Pebble, what do we have for the question?
So as of right now, we got Xavier McKinney, and in quotes, first team All-Pro, or Josh Jacobs, the best player on the Packers this year.
So then, do they choose one or the other?
So they choose either Josh Jacobs or
that's perfect. McKinney. Yeah. And I would say it's Jacobs because that position is more important, right? I mean, it's like you could have a first-team All-Pro punter. He's not going to be the best player on the team.
All right, it's a great debate. It's a great debate.
No, I mean, you give
what did X have? 8, 9 interceptions?
Like he had 8, but it speaks
to
how
would they be? Where would they be?
Well, no, it's what I say.
He carried them the first half of the season.
I'm not sure the defense is any better with the new coordinator, but it's better because they got Xavier McKinney.
Because the guy's using X in the right spot.
All right, okay. They probably used.
Why are you not giving Halfley any?
I am
credit?
giving him credit, but you better give him
this a couple of times now.
I know. Well, he had. How good would the Packers' defense have been if Barry would have had McKinney? You have to ask the question. I
just think Halfley's a better coach.
Okay, and I would agree with you. But he also benefited in a huge way from Goody's great choice and the stupidity of the New York Giants.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, we got like 2.5 minutes because Fat Jack's ready. You've got to do. Pebble, did Gary get all the? Oh, we got one more. We got indoor golf. We got to get that in.
Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center home team.
Yeah, and the big contest you got, the competition.
Yeah, their first ever tournament, Homer, with $750 in cash prizes available. Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center invites you to play a 2-man scramble at Pebble Beach, all from the comforts of indoors on their top tech, cutting-edge golf simulators. Grab a friend and sign up today at WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com. The tournament is $120 per pairing and runs through January 31st. Your winter chance to play Pebble Beach awaits you, folks. WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com.
We have 5 people, 1-800-990-3776. The Carburetor's Talking text line list is more if you want to get in. You only got about a minute left so far. The 5 humans that believe the Packers will beat the Philadelphia Eagles, the legendary Gary Ellerson, John in West Bend, Dan in McWanago, Austin in Virginia, and Mary in Tosa. And they will all be legendary if the Packers pull it off. All I want everybody to know is you need to understand how incredibly difficult this is. I'm not sure they do. Do you understand how tough it is?
Yeah.
All right, they played Philadelphia 100 times. How many times are they going to win? I'll go with 10.
100 times?
Yeah, they play 100 times. 45? Wow.
You said 100.
I know. So what about them? You have 30 seconds to sell the Packers so that if they played 100 times, you think the Packers would win 45. Take it away, Gary.
Well, because, Homer, I think they're equipped to do it. They did it last year. I mean, it's a young team, granted, but they've been here before. I think it's going to be much more difficult this year than it was last year, only because you don't have Christian Watson. But I still think that defense, to me, this defense is better than the defense that they had last year, and that's why they win it.
And you got the possibility of Cooper doing something special. And that's going to have to be special. He's got to have 5 tackles for loss for the Packers to win the game. Yeah, he had 4 2 weeks ago against the Vikings, but yeah, he's got to have more because that's going to be handling the running game of Saquon Barkley.
Hey, Homer, are we? Hold on, are we doing our post game show?
Damn right we are. Sunday night.
Are we doing it?
Yep. Right now we're going to Fat Jack. He's next.
All right.
The Homer Hour is back after this on 94.5 ESPN. All day, every day. The Carbless talk and text line is open for you.
First off, there is not one team that's on the fringe that scares me.
800-990-3776. The Carbless talk and text line. This is more.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year.
For over 50 years, Covenant House has been helping youth in crisis. To learn more, go to covenanthouse.org today.
Hi, I'm David Gruber. When you've been seriously injured, you need the best team of professionals on your side. Call Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices to get the results you deserve. One call, that's all.
Winning in the NFL comes down to the basics, blocking and tackling. In retirement, the certainty of protection and income are the keys to success. And as a former NFL player myself, I have experience with both. Hi, I'm Mitch Lyons. Having played on winning teams with the Steelers and Falcons, studying game films helped me mentally prepare for the challenges ahead. Now I star in a new Hollywood documentary called The Retirement Deception to help you visualize and prepare for your 4th quarter of life. You see, you don't retire on your nest egg, but rather the income it can produce. This film shows you exactly how to protect your retirement from stock market drops and produce more income than you thought possible. And it's free for you to view. Call 855-620-1801 right now for your free streaming code to watch The Retirement Deception. Don't risk your retirement savings at the goal line. You don't need to be risky to have a winning strategy. Call today to speak with an all-pro retirement specialist to get your free streaming code to watch The Retirement Deception. Call today. 855-620-1801. That's 855-620-1801. MitchLyonsWealth.com. Your best game plan to protect, grow, and win retirement.
Join the roar of 18,000 Bucs fans at Fiserv Forum and be a part of the slam dunks, game-changing plays, and electrifying victories live. Witness the edge-of-your-seat action and unforgettable moments as they happen. You don't want to miss this. Grab your calendar, handpick your favorite matchups, and secure your seats for Dame time in Milwaukee and every incredible moment that comes next at Bucs.com/tickets. That's Bucs.com/tickets.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank, your hometown bank. Tri-City National Bank offers a full suite of personal and business banking products at 28 convenient locations. Open your account today at the community bank that was voted Milwaukee's best bank. Learn more at tcnb.com.
The Packers will not be entering the playoffs this year with the same offensive momentum as they did last year. Over the last 3 games of the regular season, Jordan Love and backup Malik Willis averaged a combined passer rating of 85, completion percentage of 60%, and just 2 touchdowns. Despite the struggles, Love, who was a full participant in practice on Thursday, has confidence in the offense going into Sunday's wildcard matchup with the Eagles.
It's playoffs, it's 0-0, so who cares about the record? I really think we have to be confident. You can't go in the playoffs with lacking that confidence because you'll get beat. We have one shot at this thing.
This has been your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank.
Family's bigger? Out of space? We can help you find a new place. Just make Tri-City your first call. We're here to help, loan large or small. Tri-City National Bank, equal housing lender, NMLS 433891.
Station updates, show clips, and your place to interact with us every single day just by scrolling through your feed. Follow along on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at ESPN Milwaukee.
We know that the people of Wisconsin are hard workers, that they're tough. But even the toughest among us need help after a serious accident. If you've been injured, call Gruber Law Offices today. One call, that's all.
Welcome back to the Homer Hour on 94.5 ESPN.
We finished the week with the best. A chat with Fat Jack. Now, you go to fatjacksports.com. I tell you every week, you need it more than ever before because of all the different changes in gambling. It's tougher now than it's ever been. Jack, I want you to talk as long as you want about Notre Dame and Penn State. I know I obsess on one game, and you said, Homer, one game isn't that important. But I'm curious of your thoughts going in and where it fits on the coach at Penn State never beating a good team.
Yeah, that game was, and I sent this out to all my clients. When you go to factchecksports.com, you not only get the best plays, you get information on the game. And I said it, I thought it was a very accurate breakdown, which was two evenly matched teams that like to do exactly the same thing. They stop the run. They like to run the ball. It'll come down to turnovers, and it'll come down to a field goal here either way. Both the side and the total, Homer, were doing exactly that way. The game goes over because of a busted coverage and 3 turnovers. The side was determined late by an interception. That was a toss-up game that if you won, you were lucky. If you lost, you were unlucky. James Franklin finds a way again to be unlucky. I mean, he was in the game to the end, very evenly matched. Those two teams played 10 times, and the Franklin effect wasn't an effect. They would probably split. I mean, one team would win 5, one would win the other 5. So some games, Homer, and this is the kind of the lesson here, some games are not great opportunities to make money. Some are and some aren't. Now, the general public won again with that play, but that was very lucky. If I didn't have either side. But if you won with Notre Dame, you were lucky. If you lost with Penn State, you were unlucky. Similar to tonight's game, the number's pretty close. If Ohio State covers, it is the books are going to take a bath again. This has been the most customer-friendly season of football in 25 years, Homer. So if you have not won money betting this year, and then you generally speaking don't win when the house wins and I win a ton of money, then you're never going to win betting on sports, because games like tonight will be another example of every $50 guy is lined up on a team with no value, playing at their absolute best in Ohio State against a team that has value, is good, and in Vegas's eyes should cover 6 relatively easily. It doesn't always happen that way. This year it's gone more toward the $50 guy that can't handicap anything. But trust me when I tell you this, Vegas feels like Texas covers tonight. They felt like Penn State was the right side last night, and they were wrong. So last night, but that's an evenly matched game. If you put a bunch of money on it, you were lucky if you won, you were unlucky if you lost.
We don't talk about strategy, but I have to ask you. So Penn State throws an interception. What the hell is that guy doing throwing to a wide receiver? They had not completed one pass to a wide receiver. He has one of the greatest tight ends I've ever seen in college, and they had somebody that was running the ball well. What? But I don't know.
He panicked, stepped up in the pocket, moved over, and basically just panicked or choked, however you want to say it.
Nice.
Made a horrible play at an absolute wrong time. From a coach's standpoint, I don't know how they're trying to go down and set up a field goal. You obviously tell them, don't turn the ball over. Don't make a bad throw. Don't make a risky throw.
And if you haven't completed a pass to a wide receiver in the whole game, I'm just telling you, find the tight end, make him a part of every play. But anyway, all right, let's move on.
They definitely had trouble stopping the tight end for sure. And, just an example of Penn State, grasping defeat from the jaws of victory in a game that they very well could have won.
All right, I want to get to the Packers because everybody, and I mean everybody, actually 101% are saying the Eagles are going to win. But, of course, with Fat Jack Sports, it's not about who's going to win. It's about the point spread. Take it away.
Yeah, and that's not what I'm hearing, honestly. From the sharper players, there's been some sharp money come in on Green Bay. I think of all the games, this one becomes one of the more difficult ones, Homer, because you don't know exactly where both these quarterbacks that are such a valuable part of their team, where they are physically. I mean, Jalen Hurts coming off concussion protocol. He practiced yesterday. 2 days ago he didn't practice, so he's just now getting out of concussion protocol. Jordan Love's got the elbow. You're not sure exactly what that is. And I've said this for a month now, that if Jordan Love is if they're able to run the ball effectively, he's able to get under center, run play action, then he is about an 8. I think the total's much easier here. You've got two top 5 defenses. You've got Philadelphia has the number 1 defense in the league. Really, really good defensively. Both teams are going to want to run the ball. Both teams are going to stop the run. That should shorten the game, keep the points down. And also Philly, especially home, knows that they can't turn the ball over. Number one thing with them is they don't turn the ball over. I will tell you this. When you get into the playoffs, You don't want to play a lot of road favorites. All right, road favorites 3-10-2 against the spread since 2014. That's 23%.
Okay.
So lean away from road favorites. You also don't want to look at quarterbacks with first-time playoff experience. They do not do well. 34% cover rate since 2002. Denver, Washington, and Minnesota all have that. And one thing that is in Green Bay's favorite, underdogs in the playoffs have done really well. 61%, so about 6 out of 10 times underdogs cover in the playoffs. Since 2017, they're 52-34. So I think that the total is a better play. Scoring is down. That's going to leave you the underdog as well. So I lean toward Green Bay, better play on the under.
Again, go to fatjacksports.com. Anything else you want to tell us? I get the emails, and you still seem to be smoking hot.
Yeah, what's funny, Homer, is that in a year when the house has gotten killed, I mean, it's been the worst year. FanDuel's down $340 million versus their projected earnings. We have figured out a way to win money still. And part of that is the players' props we've talked about. Basketball's making about a game a day over the last 2 weeks. There are about 14 games over the last 2 weeks. Those plays cost you about $20 to get through the weekend. And Dad, hoops for $20. Go through the Super Bowl day out, costs about $40 a week. We're making a unit a day, Homer, so it's real hard to lose when you're getting all the plays at fatjacksports.com. But in a year like this, and especially if Ohio State wins and covers tonight, the house is going to not do as well. When they, generally speaking, don't do as well, I'm not going to do quite as well. But we're still going to make money for you if you sign up. So go get signed up today. Those season packages that go all the way through the 2026 Super Bowl are ready. It's about $120 a week on average to make money, getting all the sports all year long and consistently building profit. Go to fatjacksports.com to win. Have a good week. Take care.
Go to fatjacksports.com. Taking the points. Packers. Next.
Well, it looks like we've got an accident southbound 43 right at Keith off on the left shoulder. So big